and early detection of signs of breast cancer today. That's what we are looking at. The prevention of and early detection of breast cancer. So thank you once again for coming, and we appreciate you. We exalt the name of the Lord for you. So ladies, let's face it, and the men on the platform, if you really want to be honest, with yourself, when was the last time you checked your breast? Especially women. When was the last time you checked your breast? And when you do, or when you did rather, did you know what you were looking for? Did you know how to go about it? Yeah. None of us, including myself, none of us were taught to do this as we grew up. Till tomorrow, some people don't even have a clue about what we are talking about. And that's why I have put this program together. A lot of people, we have lost too many ladies from breast cancer. If this resonates with you, you can either put a yes in the chat or a 1 in the chat that you didn't have a clue about it. Nobody taught you about it, and probably you've lost somebody. And this thing is preventable. It is preventable. So it's so sad, very sad, that we are still losing women to breast cancer. Give me a yes in that chat if you know of at least one lady that have passed because of breast cancer. We all know, maybe not everybody, but most of us, yes, thank you. Most of us know people that at one time or the other, they died because of breast cancer. You may be a church leader on the platform. You may be a woman leader on the platform. You may be a mother with daughters. Please, after today's session, be an advocate. Don't just hear this for yourself. Please, don't hear it for yourself. Make sure that you are going to be out there telling others. This thing has been on for decades, and people are just ignoring it. People don't want to be bothered because it has not affected them. And like we used to say when COVID happened, and when people had things like HIV, it is not written on the forehead of anybody that they had COVID or they have HIV, even as we speak now. Yeah, there is no label on anybody and saying you are going to have COVID, or you are going to have breast cancer, or you are going to have HIV. No, there is nothing like that. But it does happen. Thank you, everyone who has given me that why or the yes on the chat. Yes, it has happened. It has happened. So while you are here on this platform, now, if you know of anybody that's supposed to be on this platform and they are not here, may I plead with you, begin to share right now. Share. Begin to share on your various social media platforms so that they can come. A lot of people, when things are free, the trivia with it, they don't see it as big deal. But may I ask you, please share it with them. At least know that you have done your own part. Know that you have done your own part. All right? And then you will know, God forbid, I just pray nothing happens to anybody. So that it won't be like, oh, if I had told this person, probably what has happened to this person would not have happened. Probably it would have been preventable, isn't it? So please, you still have the opportunity to share with them now. Thank you once again for you attending this session. At least you are owning your own health. You are owning your own health, and you are here to prevent premature death in your life and those that are dear to you, those that are close to you. So please listen and be ready to go back and empower people that are not here today, right? When we talk about preventing breast cancer or detecting the early warning signs of cancer, breast cancer, it is us maintaining a healthy lifestyle, such as us staying physically active, We limiting the alcohol intake we have. People say alcohol on a Christian platform. Yes. Like I said to you, it's not a Christian program, but even if it's a Christian program, I don't shy away from saying all those things. There are still Christians that drink alcohol, they take alcohol. And you may be on the platform even as we speak now. Some people still believe that me taking alcohol is not a sin. It's up to them. Right. So that's why we are here. It is all about staying physically active, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. It is us limiting alcohol intake. It is us managing our weight, which is very, very key when we are talking about breast cancer. So to detect it early, we need to get familiar with how our breasts are normally, how our breasts look normally, how our the tissues of our breast, how they feel normally. And then when you know the normal, it's easy for you to detect the abnormal. But some people have never checked their breast. They have never even felt, as in being conscious of feeling. Yes, when you wash your breast, you feel your breast, but are you consciously feeling your breast? When you haven't done all this, then you don't know the normal. You don't know the normal. And when you don't know the normal, there's no how you will know when the abnormal creeps in. So that is the first step. It is you getting familiar with how your breasts are normally, how they look, how they feel. And then when you begin to observe something that is unusual, then you promptly consult your doctor. Here in the United Kingdom, we use the word general practitioner as our GP. In some other parts of the world, depending on where you are, you may have a private doctor. It's high time. Also, here in the United Kingdom, there are screening programs that are offered to women from age 50 and above. But cancer happens before age 50. It does happen before age 50. So if you are waiting until NHS sends you the screening invitation, please, I pray nothing would have happened before then. So get familiar with your breast. Get to know how your breast is. All right? So you are not in the United Kingdom. You don't have access to NHS screening. Begin to save money. I say to people, begin to save money so that you can go privately to see a doctor in case you begin to feel something. Don't wait until you feel it. Begin to put some, it might even be one pound, one naira, one dollar, wherever you find yourself. And before you know it becomes a lot of money. Because here, yes, it is free for those who have access to NHS, though. It's not everybody that lives in the United Kingdom that also have free access. But I am saying to you, don't wait, even if you're in the United Kingdom. Begin to get familiar. Begin to get familiar. And even with the mammogram as well, it's not 100% success. They say 90% in most of the cases. What about the remaining 10% that the mammogram misses? It's a scan. It can miss certain things. So the 10% that it misses, may we not fall amongst them. But if you have been familiar with your breast, if you have been checking your breast regularly, then it's easy for you to know when the abnormal shows up, and then you can take charge immediately. You need to own your health. You need to own your health. You need to take charge of your health. Now we are looking at breast. There are so many other areas of our lives that if we don't know the normal, when the abnormal begins to happen, then it's difficult for us to be able to know and take charge. So I plead with you today, please take charge. What is the incidence of breast cancer? It is said across the United Kingdom, approximately 1 in 7 women, that is 14%, will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 7 women, 14% of women, will develop breast cancer in their lifetime. And all of a sudden, they also realized that 30% of all new cancers are female cancers, breast cancer rather. All new cancers that happen, 30% of all new female cancer that happen is breast cancer. Is breast cancer. 30%. That's a large number, isn't it? That's a high percentage. 30%. So the more reason why we should not play with this, joke with this. The statistics say that 55,000 to 60,000 women are diagnosed annually. I didn't say 6,000. I didn't say 6,000. I said 60,000. That's a very high number every year. So if that happens every year, in the last how many decades now, do you know how many that has happened? And how many have survived? How many has happened and how many have survived? We are not here to glorify anything evil, but we need to know our facts. We need to know our facts. If we don't know our facts, then we just trifle with things and just, it's one of those things. And the slogan in Christians' mouth is not my portion in Jesus' name. It can never happen to me. Yes, we pray so. Because God wishes above all things that we should prosper in health as our soul prospers. But the same Bible says, in this world, you will have tribulations. Tribulation in different forms. Tribulation. So how are we guarding against it? How are we guarding against it? World Health Organization itself reports over 2.3 million women are diagnosed with breast cancer yearly. World Health Organization, that 2.3 million. That's not child's play. 2.3 million. You can see the reason why you have to be your sister's keeper. You need to, this is women. We are not even talking about men because it's not as rampant in men, yet they still have it. Right? So age is a major risk factor. Age is a major risk factor, with 80% of cases occurring in women over age 50. Women over age 50. But it is not to say it does not happen in younger women. It happens. I've seen people in their 20s who had breast cancer. I've seen people in their 30s who had breast cancer. I've seen people even die in their 40s with breast cancer. But it is more prevalent in women above 50. And we're going to see the reason very soon. We're going to see the reason very soon. It is rising steadily in younger populations. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Because you may think I'm on this platform, maybe I just get. Please listen, be attentive. And when it's time to interact this evening, don't shy away, please. All right? Okay. So we also thank God because of researches that has taken place. Here in the United Kingdom, we thank God for NHS screening. It has helped a lot to detect about 90% of cases, and quickly they have nipped it in the bud. What if that facility wasn't there? What would have happened? But in other parts of the world, I'm sure, like in the US and other Western countries, I believe that they are doing the same. So because of that, of this early screening, early detection, advanced treatments, survival rates have been very high. And we have seen women, even though they had cancer, they survive even 5 years post-diagnosis. They live for 5 years and even more if detected on time. But some, they go when it's already in stage 3, when it's already in stage 4, when nothing can be done again. But with this teaching today, I want to believe that you'll be one of the wise 5 virgins, right? That prepared for themselves, that prepared for their future. They did not wait until the bridegroom came and their oil has gone out. I pray that you will continue to top up your own oil of wisdom your own oil of knowledge. You'll be smart and own your health. Okay? So, having said that, what are the early warning signs? Because I really want to manage our time so that we don't stay too long and yet get almost everything. What are the early warning signs? If you know of any, can you please put on the chat for me, please? Can you please put on the chat very quickly if you know of any of the warning signs? Yes, I'm waiting. Fantastic. Lumps. Nikeoye, thank you for that. Lumps, yes, I can see. Lumps, pain, swelling or lumps in the breast. Thank you. Thank you. Let you keep coming. Right. Redness. Oh, wow. By the time it's getting to that one, that person might be in trouble. Unusual lumps. Thanks, everybody. At least we know that there could be lumps. But we also know that our lumps are usually, our breasts are usually lumpy. So how do we know the normal lump to the abnormal lump? And that's the reason we should be checking our breasts regularly, right? So early warning signs, like I said, and like some of you have rightly written there, lumps, or we also use the word swelling, especially on our breast and our armpits. Our armpits. So we need to check this regularly, at least once a month. At least once a month. Check your breasts. Check your armpits. When you've been checking your breasts on daily basis, even men, their breasts are not usually lumpy. It's always flat there, but firm. When you now begin to observe that there's a lump or a thickening, there's a difference between a lump and a thickening, right? When the skin around your breast, a particular place there is thickened, all right? Or this tissue around that area is swollen, which was not there before, whether in the upper part of your chest, even a bit higher than your breast, or in your armpit. It's a new lump. It wasn't there before. This is suspicious. Then it might be somebody is developing breast cancer. We have another form of lump in the breast that we call fibroadenoma. That is nothing to do with breast cancer. Most women have that, all right? It comes and it goes. And it's not like just one lump. Yeah, it could be affecting most parts of your breast. And it's not that kind of lump that we are talking about. It's kind of a bit flattened out as well. But this one, it's a lump that you see and you are sure that no, this is not a normal breast tissue. There are skin changes. You observe skin changes. Now everybody puts in the chat lump, redness. Yes, you're right. But skin changes. When there is a dimpling around your breast, we all know what a dimple is, isn't it? Right? Around your breast, like a depression, like something depressed going in your breast, or a puckering, or you know the orange peel. You know how the orange skin is? When you peel it, right? You know the texture, how it feels. Once it's even getting to that one, the person is in big trouble. When you have these skin changes I'm talking about, the person is already in trouble. The person has not been observant at all for it to have gotten to this stage. You shouldn't wait until it gets to these changes at all. If you have noted a lump or a pain, at times it's even painless. At times there's no pain, but it would have come like an ache, sort of, which you kind of ignored, or you did not even know that anything was happening, right? May it never get to this stage before you know it. But in the course of discussing with people, After this teaching today, and somebody says to you, do you know my breast feels like orange peel? Or I feel like I can see a dimple. Tell that person, you better run. Let your heel be touching the back of your head now and be going to see a doctor. Because it shouldn't get to that stage at all before you know, if you are always checking your breast. Then discoloration. Somebody said redness earlier. Well done, Sister Roxana. Yes, when you see redness or you see rashes on your breast or around your nipple that looks like eczema, it may not be eczema, especially if you are not the type that has been having eczema. You know what eczema means? Dermatitis of your skin. Skin changes as a result of could be allergy or infection. That looks like that, and you are the type that does not have eczema normally, please go and see a doctor. Quick. It may not be painful, it might not be itchy, all right? And that's the more reason why you should even be worried when it is not painful, when it is not itchy. Don't neglect it as it's not painful. If it is painful or itchy, then there's something wrong. Please, that's the more reason why you should go and see a doctor. Then the next one is discharge. When you begin to experience fluid coming out of your nipple, you are not breastfeeding. You are not pregnant. And fluid starts coming out of your breast. Part of the checks we do during breast examination is not just you feeling, you are also squeezing, pressing on your nipple. Whether you're a man or you're a woman, you are pressing on your nipple. You are pressing to see, is there any fluid coming out? There should be no fluid. There should be no fluid at all coming from your breast, from your nipple. There should be no fluid at any time, except you are breastfeeding. Or possibly you are pregnant. Some people, it shouldn't be, even in pregnancy, but some people still have lactoria, okay? But if that happens, please, you need to go and see your doctor as well. There might be no swelling, there might be no lump, there might be no redness, there might be no rash, but you now begin to see that when you press your breast, or at times people don't even press the breast, the water will just be coming out. The fluid rather will just be coming out. Please, you need to go and see your doctor immediately. At times, it might be clear. At times, it might be milky. And at times, it might be blood-stained. That is even the more reason why you should run. Run for your dear life to your doctor. When blood begins to come out of your nipple, is that normal? No, it is not. And then we come to pain. Somebody mentioned that earlier as well, two people rather. Pain, when you begin to have consistent, persistent, constant pain or discomfort in one of your breasts or in your armpits, that has not been there before. It is new to you and it refuses to go away. You take out a towel, you put it in hot water, you put on top of it, it didn't go. You put cold water, it didn't go. You took paracetamol, it did not go. You took ibuprofen, it didn't go. You say, okay, maybe because you were lying on it. You didn't lie on it. The pain continued. Sister, brother, you need to go and see the doctor. You need to go. Constant discomfort, pain, aches, it's not shifting, no matter what you do. After 1 week, don't wait beyond that. Go. All right? So I have mentioned to us the things that we can see. These are the early warning signs. And some of them, like all those skin changes, may not be early anymore. They might have actually gotten to a stage where no turning back. So how do we detect these early signs? We have mentioned those early signs that we should watch out for. How do we now detect them? Self-examination. Self-examination. You need to familiarize yourself with your body. You need to know how your body looks. You need to know how your breasts are. You stand before the mirror with your arms at your sides or up like this. Either you raise it up or you put it by your sides. And then you pick your breast and you say me. I'm still going to show you a video of how you can do it, but you can see the way I have put it. And then your arm at your side, you now pressed your breast in circular motion. Can you see me? In circular motion. Circular motion till you go round. One hand up, and you do that, you do that, you do that until you get to your collarbone. You go into your armpit as well. That is you standing in front of the mirror. But while you are having a shower as well, you can do the same. When the lather of your soap is still on your body so that your hand glides. Your hands glide easily. And then it's easy for you to detect any, because it's smooth with the soap, it's easy for you to now detect something that is not right there. You can also do it while you are lying down in bed. You lie down in bed with one arm of the side of the breast you want to examine behind your head, and then the other hand, you now place it. Start from your armpit in circular motions, go down, 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 down until you get to your nipple, back to your collar bone. And when you get to your nipple, you squeeze or you press to see if there's any fluid coming. I'm going to show you very soon the video of how you can do self-examination. So, like I said to you, here in the United Kingdom, apart from you doing self-examination, when you get to the age of 50, they will request that you come for a mammogram, which is a scanning of your breasts, both breasts. And this you will do every 3 years, all right, until age 71. They will do it for you every 3 years until age 71, when they believe that if you have not had any of those symptoms, by then you should be free. All right. So if you, as a person now, during your self-examination, you spot any of those warning signs that I spoke to you about earlier, that I described to you earlier, please don't wait for the screening to be sent to you, all right? Or you are in the parts of the world where you don't have that opportunity. Go to see your doctor, request an urgent appointment, or you go to a private hospital that you know, not in some parts of the world where the person that has that hospital is not even medical, not medical, not clinical. Everybody is opening hospital, they got the registration, and maybe they have an idea. They've worked as maybe auxiliary nurse or something somewhere before, and they are killing a lot of people. Be sure that you are in a place where there are specialists, not one doctor that is seeing all conditions. There are some, okay, it's owned by a doctor, but they see all conditions, all conditions. Please don't go to such places. That's why I say start saving. Start saving so that you can go to the place where they have specialists for different areas of the body. All right? They have specialists for different areas of the body so that they will be able to do proper examination for you. Proper examination for you. And I pray that all that we are hearing today, hey, beloved of God, it shall not be in vain in your life. It shall not be in vain in your life. So I'm just going to play this for you to see now, just for about 2 minutes plus. Can you all see?
Yes, I can.
Good. Can you see? Can you see that?
Yes.
That's how the orange peel that we're also talking about, the dimpling. You can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on. Okay.
What sound, Ma?
Changes in the look or shape of your nipple or nipple discharge if you're not pregnant or breastfeeding, and any pain that doesn't go away. To check your breasts or chest, look in a mirror with your arms by your sides and then with them raised to look for any changes.
You can see
Feel
that
around each breast or side of your chest in
You see?
circular motion,
in a circular motion.
all the way up to your collarbone and under each armpit.
You see?
You should use a bit of pressure when feeling your breast or chest, but do not press so hard it hurts. Feel around and over each nipple. You may find it easier to feel your breasts or chest in the shower or lying down. If you have periods, your breasts may look and feel different through your menstrual cycle. Changes in your breasts and chest can also be caused by other conditions. Anyone can get breast cancer at any age, so it's important to check your breasts or chest regularly.
You can hear that.
You know your body best, so if you notice a change that's not normal for you, it's important to get it checked by your GP. For more information, click the link to the NHS website.
All right, folks, welcome back. I hope that was useful. I do hope that was useful for you. Yes, so you and I, we must be
Disappear
familiar.
until July. Build your vacation body.
So
Tomorrow
we should
morning, we're starting
make
the free
sure-
printable Tai Chi
Okay,
walking
what's that?
challenge for
Oh,
women
come on.
over 60. Just 7 minutes a
Oh,
day to
shit.
tone flabby arms and lose belly weight for good.
One
Print a
second,
guide.
I'm just going to take that off.
Okay, ladies, this free printable
Okay. One second.
This is my ADHD.
Just a second, please. Yeah, just going to take it off YouTube completely. Yeah. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. So we have watched that video. I purposely put it there so that what I have said can be visualized. And I want to believe that what I have said, you have been able to see it also. And that will kind of be with you when you are doing your self-checks, and you will be remembering from what you have seen and from what I have said as well. All right. At this point, before I go further, do we have any questions, please? Do you have any questions? You can please raise your hand so that we can see you, or you can put it in the chat, just in case there's anybody that have a question so far before we continue. Okay, if you don't have any question as of now, what are the steps for you to reduce your risk? What are the steps? Because when we say breast cancer, what are the causes? What happens? What makes people have breast cancer? Like they usually say, most of the causes of cancer is unknown, but there are what we call predisposing factors. Predisposing factors. Why would somebody's skin all of a sudden just change? Most of the causes are not known, but they are called predisposing factors. For example, somebody have a family history of cancers generally. In their family, people are always having cancer. And then their mother had cancer, or their sister have cancer, or their grandmother had breast cancer, their great-grandmother had breast cancer. So all these things are risk factors. You can't change them. They have already happened. It's a family history. But you can say with me, it's going to stop with me. Yes, this person has had it, that person has had it. It's going to stop with me. And that's where you come in as a Christian. That's where your place as a child of God now comes in. All these things has been happening to this person in my family. Lord, I stand out. Jabez, he was named sorrow, pain, But at a particular point in his life, he decided to say, no, enough is enough. Yeah. So with you as a person, you have to make sure that you as a person, please, whoever is speaking, please mute yourself. Mute yourself, please. Mute yourself, please. So when it was time for people to talk, we'll ask you to talk, please. Mute yourself. All right. So I am saying that you can now say, this is going to stop with me. It's not going to continue with me. All right. And how can you do that? You need to be able to know for you to be able to say no. A lot of people don't care about what is going on in their family. They don't care about what is going on around them until it now drops in their front house. That is when they will now start, oh, how really? How that? Did that? So if something has become like a pattern in your family, and we're talking about breast cancer today, and it could be any other thing in your family, you begin to take charge. It might be recurrent high blood pressure. It might be eye problems. It might be diabetes. It might be heart problem. But you have to take charge and say, okay, it's going to end with whoever. It's not going to come to me. Okay? So any family history, you have to take your own practical step and make sure that it doesn't happen to you. Number one thing that is attributed to causes of breast cancer is obesity, being overweight and leading to obesity. Excess weight can elevate hormone levels. So you need to maintain a healthy weight. Being overweight or having obesity is a risk factor. All right? Yes, you may say you've seen somebody who is slim, blah, 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 and see breast cancer. It could still happen. But from research, the number one major cause is obesity and excessive weight, which can elevate hormone levels like estrogen and insulin. These have been linked to increased risk of breast cancer, right? High levels of estrogen and insulin in the body. Then, people that don't do exercise at all, part of the ways you can prevent this is to do exercise regularly. At least in a week, do up to 150 minutes, at least, of being active, like doing brisk walk. Some people say, I do walk every day. Is it brisk walk or what we call Jelenke walk in my place? Like Madam walk. You know, when Madam are walking, there's a way they walk, shaking this to this side, shaking this. That's not what we are talking. Fast walk, such that you will sweat, you will know you have walked. Or if you can swim, you know how to swim. These are the kind of things we are talking about, moderate aerobic activity. All right? Very, very necessary. Oh my days, who is this person? Oh, please stop talking. Mute yourself. Can everybody mute themselves, please? Oh my word. I think this is my mom. Oh my days. I wish I can mute her from here. Oh my days. Let me try see if I can mute her.
I was going to say you should be able to mute. If you go beside her name, you just click on the mute button. That should mute her.
Thank you. Thank you. In a minute, I'll do that. Yeah. I was meant to mute everybody and then unmute when people are talking. Somebody eating something there again. All right. So we're talking about overweight, and then The other thing is alcohol intake. Remember when I started earlier, I mentioned about alcohol, and I said some people may be wondering, this is a Christian organization. Why are you talking about alcohol here? Yeah, some people still take alcohol. Yeah, some people still take alcohol. Some, especially wine. Some people think I'm not taking. I don't take beer. I don't take hot drinks, but I take wine. We've been told that wine is good. Wine is good for the heart. Wine is good for this, for that. Beloved of God. Intake of alcohol, excessive intake of alcohol, we have to be careful, please. All right? Because when you do, it can increase, especially some people take a lot of alcohol. The acceptable unit is 7 to 14 units per week. 7 to 14 units per week. But you know, the wine bottle is about 750 mils. And some people will sit down and finish the whole 750. Some people will do that. And as a result of that, they are looking for trouble. They are going to cause trouble for themselves. They are going to cause problem for themselves. You are looking, it's not even just, what's it called now, that you are looking for. It's not just that you are looking for. You are looking for trouble in so many other areas of your life. You are looking for trouble in so many areas of your life. So you really need to be aware that, yes, you want to take wine, nobody's stopping you, but you may be digging your grave gradually. You may be gradually digging your grave. So please, these are some of the things that we need to avoid. If you can, just avoid it. And also, please, people, can you please just unmute, can you please mute yourself, please? Mute yourselves, please.
Muted.
You are that's a Harriet. Harriet, please mute yourself. You are interrupting our discussion, please. Please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay, so I am saying that these are some of the things that could cause us having breast cancer. So limit it. If you know you cannot avoid it, but I would say please avoid if you can, or drink in moderation. All right. And another thing is hormonal replacement therapy. Hormonal replacement therapy. A lot of people, you've heard about HRT, especially those who are in the menopausal age now. Menopause these days, from what we are seeing, is even beginning at an early age. Some in their 30s are already entering into menopause. Before, it used to be from late 40s and 50s. But even now, we see people getting into menopause in age 30 plus. And if that happens, your GP wants to start you on HRT. If you have family history of breast cancer, like I said earlier, or there's been like a womb, the womb, uterus cancer, or any cancer at that, please let them know. Let them know. All right. And usually it's good to start with a low dose of this hormonal replacement therapy. And we advise, don't use it for too long. After 5 years, take a break. After 5 years of taking it, take a break. If you are still having things like hot flushes, joint pains, muscle pain, then it's either they give you at a very low dose again, or I will tell you some other medications that does not have hormones that you can take, so that you are not unnecessarily exposing yourself to breast cancer. All right? HRT is very good, it's very effective. We encourage people to go for it. But in parts of the world where you go to a private hospital, or you just go online because you have the money and you go and you buy it, you may be doing more damage to yourself than good. it needs to be prescribed by people that know about it, because there are other tests and questions that you will be asked before you go for it. And at times, once in this part of the world where we are, they might even forget that you're on that medication for a long time. It's your own responsibility after 5 years or getting towards 5 years, especially if those symptoms are no more, to let your doctor know so they can stop you from having it. Or else, if you take it for a longer period, especially the combined therapy, that is estrogen and progesterone, they can increase your risk of breast cancer. All right? So I've mentioned to us that family history, close relatives who have breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, if you know about this, right, there is a test that we call the BRCA test, BRCA gene test. Yeah, they will do it for you at an early stage for you to know whether you also can be prone to breast cancer or ovarian cancer. And they can now start taking some precautions for you. All right? Okay, then. Another area that we can look at, which will help to prevent breast cancer, is our diet. Diet. A lot of people, when you hear diet, they think it's just you losing weight. No, it's not just about you losing weight. Every part of our bodies, every organ in us, we have to be careful with what we eat because it could damage or cause some problems for us. So our dietary choices have major impact on breast cancer risk. Primarily, regulating your hormones, reducing chronic inflammation in your body, and helping you to maintain a healthy body weight as well. The World Cancer Research Foundation, they estimated that a significant portion of cancer could be prevented through our nutrition and lifestyle, just by adjusting them, just by adjusting what we eat. It can help us to prevent any form of cancer, not even just breast cancer now. That's what the World Cancer Research Fund, that was what they said. So when we talk about the food, the diet that will help us, we are looking at what's the term plant forward or Mediterranean style dietary pattern. What are Mediterranean dietary style pattern or plant forward? A lot of people say, oh, vegetarians, they eat healthily. It's not all the food that vegetarians eat that is healthy. Yes, it could help to prevent cancer, but there are still some of the food that are plant forward that are not healthy. All right. So when we are talking about Mediterranean style dietary pattern or plant forward, we are looking at fiber-rich foods. Fiber-rich foods. What are fiber-rich foods? These are whole grains. Whole grains. What are whole grains? Oats. Oats is very good. Too much of it may be bad, but oats is a fiber-rich food. Brown rice. Some people don't like brown rice because you cook it and when you are eating it, it tastes somehow in the mouth, but it is good. You see, all those food that are palatable, that are very sweet, that are enjoyable, they are the ones that are causing problems. Those are the ones that are actually causing problems. Whole wheat pasta is good. Some people don't like pasta, but it is good. The whole wheat one is very good. Beans in different forms, in whatever forms, whether the green beans, whether our brown beans, whether the white beans, whether the Kenyan beans, legumes. Why? They help to control our blood sugar and the estrogen that is circulating in our system. Legumes, whole grains, brown rice, oats, whole wheat pasta, even bulgur wheat. They help to control our blood sugar and the circulating estrogen levels in our bloodstream. All right? Non-starchy vegetables. You know, when I said vegetarians, yes, but when they eat starchy vegetables, it's not healthy. So non-starchy vegetables are the ones that we should go for when we are talking about plant-forward Mediterranean style food. Broccoli is good. Cauliflower, some people don't like all these things I'm mentioning, but they are very healthy. Kale, spinach, all those green vegetables, they're very good. Maybe in your part of the world, you don't have kale, but you have what we call Igbo, vegetable called Igbo. It's like kale and greens. They're very good. Ugu, they are good. Spinach, these are packed with antioxidants and carotenoids. They are packed with antioxidants and carotenoids, which help to shield your cells, your tissue from damage. They help to cause anti-inflammation, damage of your cells, of your tissues. All right? Then we have healthy fats. Healthy fats. If you like taking margarine, what's it called? Butter. They are not your friend because they have got saturated fats. So swap your saturated fats for your unsaturated fats. Swap them. Please. When we talk about polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fat, we're talking about olive oil. It may be expensive, but it's very good. Rapeseed is also good, rapeseed oil. Sunflower, peanuts, groundnut oil, corn oil. They are not monounsaturated. They are cheaper. Sunflower is still good to some extent, but it still has saturated fats. When you go to the shop and you carry it, put it side by side with olive oil and look at the saturated fats in them, you will see that they are higher. They may taste nice, like groundnut oil, like corn oil. They may taste really nice, but they've got more of, and these are plants as well. So when we say some people are vegetarians, when they are eating certain vegetables, because all these things we are talking about are still vegetables, it's not healthy. So olive oil is good. The oil that is in avocado, if you don't like avocado, you develop special interest in avocado. Avocado is very healthy for so many conditions, right? Macadamia nuts, very healthy, healthier than groundnuts, peanuts, healthier than even cashew and almond, macadamia. All right? Brazil nut is good too, but not to be taken in high quantity. Then oily fish like salmon, mackerel, some of these fish back home, we think it is for poor people. Titus, we call it Titus, kote. They are healthy. They are good oil fish. All right? They have natural anti-inflammatory properties. Salmon, mackerel, Titus, they have natural anti-inflammatory properties. So let's ditch butter. Let's ditch it. Some people cannot eat without adding butter to their food. Palm oil is good, but in small quantities. It's got carotene, and carotene is very good. It helps our eyes, but in moderate quantity because it's rich in cholesterol. Palm oil is high in cholesterol. Coconut oil too is high in cholesterol. All right, some people think it's very healthy. It's more small amount that is healthy. All right. Then we have what we call phytoestrogen rich foods. These ones help us to, bring down the level of estrogen in our bodies. Moderate amounts of things like soy foods, we talk about soya beans, soya milk, all right? but moderate amounts. We have what we call tofu, moderate amount. These don't increase the risk, but they actually protect our chances of getting breast cancer, but they have to be in moderate amounts. Tofu, soya milk, soya foods, unsweetened though, because some are already sweetened, they are not healthy. All right. Then we need calcium and vitamin D. If your blood level is okay, you don't need extra. But when you begin, once you get into like menopause, they deplete. They deplete a lot. So you might need food that are rich in calcium. Some people don't like taking milk. I'm not talking about evaporated milk. I'm not talking about condensed milk. I'm talking about fresh milk. Fresh milk. There's nowhere in the world that there's no fresh milk. It might just be more expensive than the other, or in some parts of the world where the power supply is not regular, might be difficult for you to store it. But at least you can still buy the one that you're going to take for a week. You can still buy the one you're going to take for a week. Calcium and vitamin D and unsweetened yogurt. You know, all these Greek yogurts, natural yogurts, right? Cottage cheese, not all cheese. Most cheese are not healthy, but cottage cheese, small amount. They help with calcium and vitamin D. They are rich in them. They provide it for us, at least to reduce the risk of breast cancer. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. So the things to avoid, like I said earlier, right? Alcohol, processed foods. I've talked about alcohol. I don't need to talk more about it. It's best to just avoid it or restrict it to the minimal, like I said earlier, occasionally, if you have to take it at all. Because these ones, these foods that I want to talk about for you to avoid, they fuel tumor growth. They fuel it. They cause inflammation in the body. They spike your insulin level. All right? They're after your metabolism. They slow it down completely and enable tumor to grow. All right? So alcohol, number one. Number two is processed foods and added sugars. Processed foods. Some people, they cannot do without taking biscuits. They cannot do without taking biscuits, pastries, meat pie, chin, sausage rolls. If you're on the platform, please see these things as treats once in a while. Some will say, I must take my cup of tea every day and I must have my biscuits with it. Please, sugar sweetened beverages. What they do is they drive up your insulin levels and allow your weight to increase, weight gain. If you have sweet tooth, you are not a friend of yourself. You are not a friend of yourself. Alcohol, ultra processed foods, added sugars, told you biscuits, pastries, mentioned them, listed them for you. Sweetened beverages, please do away with them. Red and processed meat, processed meat, sausages, bacon, pork, like ham, all those processed things, especially in this part of the world, Western world, they are tied to higher cancer rates. Red meat, minced beef, pork, bacon, sausages. So I must have my continental meal. Please, instead, opt for lean proteins. What are lean proteins? Like chicken, breast, the breast chicken, right? Is very, very healthy. All right? Fish or even beans instead. These are lean proteins, right? Poultry, proteins, fish, beans. I've mentioned the different kinds of beans that we can have, right? Run away from refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates, they spike the blood sugar level, the blood glucose level. They spike it. Things like processed white bread. Yeah, you know those cereals that they will write there. What's it called? Honey cornflakes, honey this, honey that. Sugary cereals, sugary cereals. Some people will pour it in their bowl and still add sugar again. These are refined carbohydrates, processed white breads. Please, they spike blood levels in the body, and it's an avenue to encourage tumor growth. All right. So when we talk about weight and hormones, what is the link to cancer? When we talk about weight and hormones, remember, we talked about you not taking HRT for long. The primary way that diet influences postmenopausal breast cancer is through body fat. Body fat, which we call adipose tissue. Body fat, which we call adipose tissue. So excess fat tissue in the body post-menopause causes or produces extra estrogen and what we call inflammatory cytokines. So high levels of these hormones, cytokines, estrogen in the blood levels, they are direct drivers of hormone receptor positive breast cancers. These high estrogen and inflammatory cytokines, they are the hormones that are direct drivers of hormone receptor positive breast cancers. So you can see what I'm talking about. So choosing nutrient dense, lower calorie dense foods, this naturally helps our bodies, yeah, such that we are not overweight and removes this biological trigger, high estrogen levels. So when we choose healthy diets, that's what we are doing to ourselves. That's what we are doing to ourselves. Health authorities, they advise against using dietary supplements to prevent breast cancer. All these things that I've mentioned, vitamins, calcium, it's better to take it from natural food. All right? It is much safer and more effective to get your micronutrients, your vitamins, your antioxidants directly from whole food source rather than high dose pills. You don't know what they have put together there. Those chemicals, you don't know. All right? So I've mentioned the various foods that are rich in all these things. Preventative strategies, they change significantly across our life stages. You are in your 30s, you are in your 40s, you are in your 50s. Your preventative strategies will change from one decade to another decade to another decade of your life. Because why? Your body's hormone production, they shift before and after menopause. Our body's hormones, they shift before menopause and after menopause. All right? So when we look at before menopause, which we call the premenopausal stage, the high BM that shows then in premenopausal stage, if care is not taken when you have high BMI, body mass index, all right? If you don't take time to lower it in your premenopausal state, when I talked about you having brisk walk, swimming, running, all those things, and diet, by the time you get into postmenopausal stage, that weight, that high BMI will turn to being overweight, obesity, and it is a major driver of one developing cancer. So you keeping a healthy weight significantly reduces that risk. Am I making sense? Very, very important. So you have not reached menopause and your BMI is creeping gradually and it's going above 24, going above 25. There is danger. By the time you get to menopause, it's not easy to reduce weight when you have reached menopause because of the hormonal changes. It's not easy to reduce weight. And that's why we have to eat healthily. That's why we have to do this brisk walk. All right? It's a lot of activity. It's a lot of sacrifice we pay. Some people ask me, are you still able to keep yourself and all that? It's a lot of sacrifice. You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. You have to make up your mind to do it. Physical activity before you get into menopause, running, swimming, brisk walk, vigorous exercise, very key. Before you get into menopause, I keep saying it. By the time you get into menopause, then you do moderate exercise. You continue, you don't stop, but it will not be moderate exercise. You can't run like you used to anymore. If you're still able to swim, fine. But brisk walk is very important, highly effective throughout. Make sure at least in a week, at least 3 times in a week, do 30 minutes of brisk walk. 5 times is ideal. But if you cannot, at least 3 times every other day of your in the week, highly effective for this risk reduction of breast cancer that we are talking about. It's not just about, I want to be slim. No, you are also taking charge, owning your own health, making sure you are healthy, you are preventing cancers in your body. And I said to you, you have to focus on calcium and dairy products. Yeah, focus on your diet. Focus. You may not like the taste of those things we have mentioned. It doesn't matter. What matters is you are lowering your premenopausal specific risk. And if you're already in menopause, you are focusing on your high fiber, your low glycemic foods to control insulin spikes that will settle in that body. And then your hormones are rising. You are not able to lose weight, and then it's a good breeding place for tumor to begin to develop. I cannot overemphasize alcohol. I don't want to talk about tobacco because I don't expect people on this platform to be smoking tobacco. But if you are smoking tobacco or you are sniffing it, taba, like they do in some parts of Africa, please stop. You are vulnerable to what we call cellular mutation. Cellular mutation. Alcohol, tobacco-related cellular mutation. Heavy alcohol used directly spikes circulating postmenopausal estrogen. They use it. Yeah? That's why we keep talking about it. Apart from you will save money, apart from the fact that you will not damage your liver, you are also helping yourself to prevent cancer. Okay? It is said that a word is enough for the wise. A word is enough for the wise. Before menopause, your ovaries produce vast majority of your body's estrogen. So during this premenopausal stage, you are focusing on protective lifestyle habits such that you are able to identify dense breast tissue. Okay? Remember that video that I showed you earlier? So prioritize vigorous exercise, brisk walk, eating healthily, eating high calcium and dairy foods, yogurt not loaded with sugar, the Greek styled yogurt that doesn't have sugar, natural. All right? Younger women, we all know they naturally have denser breast tissue, more glandular. When you feel it, it feels lumpy all around, right? High breast density can make mammograms harder to read. So when you're on HRT as well, it could make your breast to be dense, the tissue. the glandular tissue, right? So you need to keep an eye on checking your breast regularly. Because if you're on HRT, you go for mammogram, it may not pick any lump or cancer easily. But you, when you continue to do your monthly self-examinations, it's easy for you to be able to detect it. And you also need to tell them whenever you are going for your mammogram that you are on HRT. Please, some people want to be like Madame. When everybody is trying to lose weight, they want to increase their weight so that they can have this Madame look. It's only in my part of the world. So that they can carry themselves like Madame. While a higher BMI in your early adulthood helps, you one way or the other to maintain maybe good breast density, it is also a premenopausal risk. Yeah? So don't gain weight. Work at losing your weight. Adult weight gain sets a dangerous trajectory for postmenopausal cancer. That's what Breast Cancer Association says. Oh, the breast cancer now. They said adult weight gain sets a dangerous trajectory for postmenopausal cancer risk and heart health. So not even just breast cancer now, cancers generally. One person may have 3-4 cancers. I've seen it before by the virtue of my job. One person, we have skin cancer, we have breast cancer, we have prostate cancer in men. I've seen it happen before. Cancer of this, even the nail bud. So please, my pastor used to say, you are digging your grave with your fork and your knife. Let us stop digging our graves with our fork and our knives. It is a true saying. With what some people just love certain things, and what they love is gradually killing them because they have not seen the sign. They continue, but it is causing more harm in that body. Had it be, we can do an X-ray ourselves and look into our bodies and see the damage that what we are eating is causing. We would rather forego those things than cause everlasting pain and premature death for ourselves. Like I said, you have seen too many people die from breast cancer. After menopause, your ovaries stop producing estrogen. Instead, they come up with an enzyme that we call aromatics, which converts fat into estrogen again, because your ovary has stopped and the body still needs estrogen. So making body fat your primary source of hormone. So try not to add weight. Prevent adult weight gain, because the fat that you have in your body will turn to estrogen factory. And when you have too much estrogen in the body, you are opening doors for cancer. You are opening doors for cancer, tumor to begin to develop. So keeping your weight stable or losing excess fat is the most powerful preventative stage in this stage of cancer that we are talking about. All right, move every day, move. If your job is the sedentary type, you're always sitting by your computer almost 8 hours a day. In between, get up and move. You don't need these grueling workouts. All you need is regular, moderate physical activity. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, 30 minutes here. That's off brisk walk. And this will regulate the insulin levels and lower the circulating postmenopausal estrogen and insulin levels in the body. Please, low sugar diet. Check your HRT after 5 years or even before, once your symptoms are stopped. Tell your GP not to prescribe anymore because you don't want too much estrogen in your system. All right? So, any questions so far? There's still so much to talk about, but I don't want you to keep you any further. Any questions so far? I've talked about the main things. You want to go on HRT and you still have a womb. Make sure your GP is giving you both estrogen and progesterone. Yeah. And the kind of progesterone that is given is the micronized ones, the body identical one. All right. So you need both if you still have a womb. The progesterone is what will protect your womb. You can't take estrogen alone if you still have a womb, or else that womb can become cancerous if you don't protect it with progesterone. All right. We've gone beyond breast cancer. I've talked to you a lot again, even about the dangers of menopause pre and post as it affects breast cancer. And from there, you have also learned certain things about hormones. And when we talk about estrogen, please ask for the patches or the gel. Avoid taking oral estrogen. All right? Please. And if it's only vaginal dryness you have, just use the vaginal estrogen alone. It is safer. It does not increase breast cancer risk until compared to the tablet one, the oral one that you are taking. The gel, the patch, that's the ones that we advocate for. And if you have a womb, always make sure you have progesterone to protect your womb, or else the person can develop cancer. And people say, oh, HRT is not good, HRT is not good, it causes cancer. No, it is when you don't give the proper information, or you are not given the right information, that you may end up having cancer. All right. So understanding the treatment and the duration of your HRT, like I said, don't let you be more than 5 years. All right. And if your symptoms are still there, there's still some other medication that you can take, like venlafaxine, like Vosia. You know, they don't have hormones. Venlafaxine and citalopram will help with your moods. It does not mean you have depression. It does not mean you have anxiety. It's just to help you. And the Vosia will help you with your hot flushes. They don't have hormones in them. All right? So if you are running away from checking HRT, but you are still having all these symptoms, your GP or your doctor can prescribe all these things. Don't go and buy it online yourself, please. Don't. Because you need to be monitored. Please. All right? I think I've done a lot of justice to this. I am waiting for you to discuss. And you're on the platform. Is there anything I've not talked about that you think these people will benefit from? Please, you can unmute yourself and educate us. If there's anything you think I have left out and you think people are supposed to know, or you want us to discuss, please go ahead. We're rounding up very soon. Hello. All right, then I have put some attachments on the charts. Look at the charts area. I have put 2 at the beginning of the chart. Is at the beginning of the chart. And I would want you to download them. One is our evaluation form about today's teaching. All right. About today's teaching, how it has benefited you. And I want you to send it back to us at anymetarcade@gmail.com. 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 Or you can send it to the Anymet Women platform on WhatsApp. Anymet Arcade Women platform. You can reply to that with it. So please, I want you to take that. And then there's another one there that is good for you. It's informative as well. All righty. If there is no question or contribution, thank you very much for coming. Oh, some people are raising their hands. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, okay. 3 people actually. Sorry. Sister Harriet. I don't know how I missed that. Sister Harriet, please unmute yourself and ask. Hello, Sister Harriet. Oh. And then the two others are they? Hello. Please unmute yourself and ask. Oh, really? Okay, sorry. I've muted everyone. 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. So it was when the noise was becoming too much. So I had to. Oh, where is that one again now? Yeah. All right. Please unmute yourself now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So much value gains. I appreciate it. So my question is, you know, when you were talking, you said it's better we eat the natural vitamins from natural food instead of supplements. What I've always heard for a long time is that the vitamins we get from the natural food, maybe fruits or vegetables and the rest, that is not enough for the quantity we need for our bodies. That's why we need, you know, multivitamins. So I've been buying Well Woman. I can't remember how many years ago I started. If I don't even take it, it's like something is missing. So the things that we are going to, when we cook all those vegetables and the rest, are they not going to kill the vitamins before we eat them? That's my question. Please,
very good question. Very, very good question. Right. So when you are cooking your vegetables, like I'm going to start from the last one. When you are cooking your vegetable does not have to stay on the fire for so long. Once your food is almost done, then you add your vegetables. Most of us, even after we have cooked our food, we put them in the freezer. We bring them out and we warm them in the microwave whenever we want to eat. Each time you are warming, you know, it's affecting that the content of the food. So make sure when you cook your vegetable, don't let it be too long on the fire at all. All right. So when we say that you should not focus on supplements, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't take it at all. But make sure you eat more of our natural foods that contains those vitamins. And then if you have to take at all, you just take a little of them. Okay? Because those things will still pass through your liver will still have to work on them as well. And the content of those multivitamin, the mineral salts and all that, they are not much. Seriously, they are not much. If you really have to take it as you need to, you will be taking so much. But when you are eating all these things regularly, you will realize that you are gaining more. I'm talking from experience now. You are getting more than just swallowing these things every day. Also, you need to check with your GP. You need to do at least blood tests twice in a year, just to be sure that your levels are okay. Maybe every 6 months.
Someone called Yemi has a question.
Very much. Thank you.
Hello?
Yemi has a question.
Yes, please. Go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Ma. Very informative session has already been echoed. And I personally will be trying whole wheat pasta, hopefully, after this call. So my question is concerning dairy. You mentioned and spoke quite passionately even about dairy products, taking fresh milk. But 65 to 70% of African descent are lactose intolerant. So what would be your advice, Ma, for maintaining that calcium intake? And just also to clarify, is the calcium intake particularly important post the menopausal, is that post-menopausal years or even pre-menopausal? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you for questions. Yeah, let me start with the last one, which is the calcium intake. Like I said earlier, that it will be good for you to know your levels. You need to check with your GP, because if you have enough, you don't need to have some more. All right? A lot of people take vitamin D, vitamin calcium and all that, and they already have enough in their system via what they are eating. So you don't need more. Once you check, maybe in another 6 months or a year after, you check again. Right. That's one aspect of it. So either way, post-free, it is useful, but you need to know what your levels are. Then, in terms of the gluten stuff, lactose-free, and all those things, yeah, there are always alternatives in the market. It's just because they may be more expensive than the fresh one. There are always alternatives. And if wherever we find ourselves, maybe the alternatives are too expensive. If you can take yogurt, remember I said that earlier, you can have yogurt. We have our fresh yogurt back home that's Islands is lactose free. I even like the kunu. Kunu is good as well. So for those who are in that part of the world where they cannot get lactose free or gluten free dairies, I don't know if that answers your questions. And if you have any other suggestions or contributions towards this on the platform, you can please go ahead so that we can shed more light on this to help other people. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
PH. Who is PH? You are raising your hand.
Yes, I am. Good evening, and thank you very, very much for a powerful session. Very, very informative. My
Thank you.
question is this: I struggle with supplements, so anything tablets, it's difficult to take. But I know they have the drips where you can have like the vitamin D and all those ones. Is that a good alternative for if I'm deficient in certain things after I've done my blood test? Would that help to take those, to use those?
I know they are, but usually they don't do it routinely. That's the
Okay.
problem. They don't do it routinely except you are very, very deficient in them.
Okay. And I'm
Yeah.
talking about paying for it privately now, not through the NHS.
Oh, yeah. If you think you are very deficient in it, yes, and you're able to pay for it, yes, it's useful.
Okay. Because I am in vitamin D and iron.
Yeah, it's useful. But really, do you like fish?
Yes, I do.
I think you should just make sure you're eating healthy fish, salmon,
Yes, I do. Yes.
mackerel. You will get a lot of your calcium from that. And then
Okay.
vitamin D, unfortunately, I don't know what part of the world you are in. If you are in the Western world, we don't have much sunshine.
No.
But during this forthcoming, the spring now, the sun is started shining.
Yes.
Avail yourself of early morning sunshine from between the hours of 7 o'clock to around that 10 a.m.
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
If you can wear sleeveless clothes and get some of that, at least stay in it for like 30 minutes each day.
Okay.
You'll get a lot of vitamin D as well.
All right. Thank you. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, most welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Boshello?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ma.
Good evening.
Just like to say thank you so much for the wonderful teaching. It was very insightful. I'd also just like to get some advice on how to deal with the mental aspect of dealing with, your body changing as a woman. There's a lot of phases we go through as women, and sometimes it can, make you feel some type of way, for lack of a better term. So how would you advise one can deal with that? How do you deal with your body changing and see yourself? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's part of the thing I wrote down to talk about, but because I was just conscious of time. I was just conscious of time, our emotions especially. And number one, if you are really affected emotionally because of the body changes and all that in the body, if you're in this part of the world where I am, I'm in the UK, we have what we call the CBT programs, right? Where you can get counsel. And I did mention earlier some medication that I used to treat anxiety. All right. You can have some of them just for a short term. It's not on a long-term basis. But the thing is, you have to go through your GP. If you're not in this part of the world, whichever part of the world you find yourself, you might need to get in touch with it's just for the initial stage. It's not going to be a forever thing. And once you are able to cope mentally, and you also need to speak to yourself as well, you know. A lot of times now I do a lot of talking to myself. It's not that somebody is mad or anything. Yeah, it does help. At times you just look at yourself. Yes, these are normal things that takes place. Right. At times mentally we may be thinking, oh, it's not normal, but it's normal. It's a phase. It's a phase in our lives, right? And if we sit and talk to ourselves or stand whichever way we want to and say, this will pass. It's just a phase in my life. It will pass. You know, as a young girl, when we start menstruating, isn't it? When we first start menstruating, it can be very challenging. It can be very, very challenging. If we don't even have mothers that can help us, talk to us, ensure that they help us to know that it is part of life. It can be very challenging. But once we get through that phase and we now see it as a normal thing, then we get over it. At times, it might even affect our sleep. These changes we are talking about. It might impact on our sleep. We have inability. We're having inability to sleep, insomnia. All right. But if you can get the cognitive behavioral therapy appointment, they do help. They do help a lot. At least I've sent patients there and it helps. And I said, when it comes to mood shifts or you are becoming anxious about your body changes, some people, there's this injection that everybody is going for now, the GLP-1. People are going for it now. It's working. But after a while too, I think everything has its own side effects. It does help, maybe just for a short period. Wegovy, Mounjaro, Ozempic, all the things, they help. They're very expensive. Yeah, just in case you think, the way I'm seeing my body now, I don't like it. But like I said to you, it's worked for me. It may not work for somebody else, but it's worked for me. My diet, I'm very strict with what I eat. I do my exercises. I walk a lot, yeah. And winter is past now. Throughout winter, I couldn't because I don't like cold either. But I've started again. All right. So if you do that, it does help. It does help. And when we are dressing up as well, don't let us wear body fitted dresses when we know that we are not too happy with our body frame, our look, because that will further pronounce it and makes us see all those things that we are seeing that we are not happy with. Yeah, so maybe wear loose clothing, but just make sure we develop confidence in ourselves. We carry ourselves with confidence. You, this body, I own you, and you cannot make me feel terrible. So antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication can also help, but it does not mean you are depressed. Does that answer your questions? I'm not sure.
Yes, thank you very much. So I am in South Africa, so I will have to do my due diligence in, further researching what resources are available regarding supplements and whatnot.
Oh, wow. All the way from South Africa. Thank you. Do you belong to KICC South Africa?
Yes, I do.
So it's our woman of God that is doing that work there. Well done, ma. Thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you for bringing your people to come, and at least it reduces your own work. Reduces your job. Well done, ma. And probably I'll send you the yes, you are here. I can see. Well done.
We are here.
It's Tatini. Thank you, ma. All right then. Yeah, we'll send you I'll send you the link, and then you can even still play it to others that are not there. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone that we have not recognized their hand? Okay. Just going to go through the chats and see if there's anything waiting for me there. Right. Thank you. Oh, there's no opening. What's happening here? My chats are not opening. Why?
Oh, sorry, ma. Just one question, because I tried to raise up my hand, but it didn't go through.
Yes, ma'am.
God bless you so much, ma. You have been such a blessing. and what an impactful and powerful information. I was just going to ask, what about those that already that it look like it's too late for them, and then they got those symptoms, and then and then all they have now is chemo, or they are thinking, the chemo, as we know, that is deadly as well, and it's a faster, track to even killing some people, and then because of that, people are afraid, not even just because of the cancer, but because of the treatment they have to go through. So I was just thinking, maybe some people, maybe they, out of ignorance, or maybe the fact that they now realize that they had those symptoms, or maybe they now know that, okay, so I have cancer, because I have a friend of mine back when we were in London, and then unfortunately when she told me, it's missing confidential information, but because you don't know her, so I'm not I think she wouldn't mind. So
Mention anybody's name
no,
here.
I didn't. No, I'm not mentioning their name. I'm just saying that what happened was it was too late, and then they had to cut both of our breasts.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And then
Yeah.
they did reach out. So I'm just saying, so what do? People like that, and what is the way forward concerning those with those bad news, unfortunately, or sad scenario? Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm not a breast specialist, but by the virtue of my profession, we see people with different kinds of things. But what I would want to say is, because we don't know the stages of the cancer, if they say somebody needs chemotherapy, they need chemotherapy. Yes, chemotherapy kills both the good cells and the bad cells, unfortunately.
Okay.
And then there are some people that they cannot withstand it.
Mm.
They can't withstand it. It's too strong for them.
Mm.
So that would be between them and their specialists. I cannot advise whether people should have chemo or shouldn't have chemo. Some people have had chemo and it worked brilliantly for them.
Mm.
And today they are alive, they are well. Some people refused chemo and they died.
Mm.
Right. So I cannot give an advice on that. If somebody already has breast cancer, then they need to go to the specialist. I'm not a specialist in that regard.
Okay.
But what I can say, if somebody already have a cancer or breast cancer, it is advisable that sugary things, they should not eat sugary stuff. It's not good. They should not eat butter, margarine, all those things that will even help the cancer to continue to grow. That I can say. That much I can say. But if I'm using chemo or not using chemo, I won't be able to say anything about that. If they've seen the specialist and the specialist says they need it, then they need it. They should go for it. They should just pray that, God, it will work for me. My body will be able to tolerate it. I don't know if that has answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So take the message out. Take the message out. I'm going to share the link on the NMET Women platform so that we can share it with as many as possible.
Thank you, ma'am.
Somebody is asking if they can eat catfish. Catfish is not healthy. Catfish is not healthy. Many people love eating catfish, but it is not healthy. The oil in catfish is unsaturated oil. Saturated oil is not good. Please, it's not. Maybe you want to have it as a treat, but not as every time food. Yeah, and in some parts of the world now, that is what they are selling in the market a lot. Yes, somebody asked that question. I know she was laughing when she asked. I know she's teasing me, but it will be good for others as well. Yeah, somebody said, I love sweet stuff, but I'm trying to eat it less. Well done, well done. Since you know, my pastor says you are digging your grave with your fork and knife. All those sweet things, they are the problem. They are the problem. The Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Right. Yemi, you are still raising your hand again.
Okay. Good evening,
I don't want
everyone.
us to exit 6 o'clock.
Sure. Good evening again, everyone. Shoma, just what the last person said about chemo. Only this morning, I caught it on the news, I believe, that there was a latest research that allows them to decipher between which types of breast cancer require chemo and which ones can be treated by hormone therapy alone. So I believe this is cutting edge as far as even the NHS is concerned. So just to put that word out there, that please go away and yeah, in advising people, otherwise in supporting, friends or loved ones. There is recent recent research and breakthrough that allows them to better target treatment without use of chemo. So this is, as at I think between yesterday and today, that was spoken about on the news.
Fantastic. Thank you for that information. I hope everybody has heard. I haven't had that, but that's a very brilliant breakthrough, isn't it? Very brilliant breakthrough. Every day researches are going on. Macmillan, they are trying a lot here in the part of the world. Yes, fantastic. So, Sister Errol, you have had Sister Brother Errol's wife.
Yeah, Joyce. Yeah.
Joyce, yes. So, yeah, you've had that, what she has said now.
Thank
Okay.
you, ma'am.
I think it answers your question. Thank you, Yemi. Who else is raising their? Okay, still Yemi raising her hand. You can bring it down. All righty. I think that's it. We are calling it a date. Somebody, so somebody's please could you repost as I joined late? Maybe the person is talking about the. If you go to the top of the charts. Yeah, the person said I should repost. Go to the top, the very first chart for the day, first and second charts for the day.
It doesn't come if you're late, Ma, so you might need to repost.
I can see it in mine. I'm able to scroll up and.
That's correct, but that's because you were here at that time. So those that
okay,
afterwards can only see.
Okay, let me see if I can repost. Let me repost. How do I repost it now? If it says pin for everyone, if I do that, will everybody see it? No one is responding?
Yes, we